Today we are talking about pressure, visibility, and what happens when Black women start winning at scale. These Black women are some of the fastest growing groups of entrepreneurs, yet access to funding, protection, and real scale still feels limited. And when something goes wrong, the fallout feels loud, public, and immediate. So what happens when Black women build big? Are they being held to a different standard? Or are we watching the normal pressure of business play out in real time? Stormy's is new, but I've been watching Pinky Cole deal with her financial woes, if you will, bankruptcy, losing her company, getting it back. The Fearless Fund, what they're doing with that, trying to say that it's racist to have a fund that's just for Black women, and holding under her funds and not letting her do what she does.
One of the conservative activists behind the U.S. Supreme Court decision for affirmative action has now decided to sue a VC firm that is supporting Black women business owners. The suit was filed in Atlanta against the Fearless Fund. The fund has a Fearlessly Strivers grant competition that provides between $10,000 to $20,000 to Black female entrepreneurs to help scale their business. The suit alleges that the Fearless Fund is practicing unlawful racial discrimination.
Well, I think that as Black women, it's like we're being given, or we're being levied a perfection tax. Like when we are doing well, they're taxing us for going out there and striving and doing better than what they thought we were going to do. They've locked us out, or they've pushed us out of corporate. And then we said, okay, that's fine. And now I'm going to start a business. And they're doing way better than they probably did in corporate, and they're getting their money. So it's like you said, it's demoralizing. It's they are finding all kinds of ways to keep us in some type of box, to not make any money, period. And it's sad.
Meaning, if this Black woman had created this business and the Fearless Fund, and it was for all white, it was not all white women, it was for women, just women in general, would it have the same level of scrutiny, or is it specifically because it's helping Black businesses, Black women specifically?
The fund was specifically raised to help the community of Black women, right? And then now that she's helping the people that she was targeting, that was a problem. But I agree that the scrutiny will be there if you make it a point. So the scrutiny comes because we're so open about it and particular about it. So they say, they will have to go after you and get that money back from you if that's what you want to do, even though they know that was the whole point in the first place.
The reason why they were able to attack that particular business or initiative is because she was in a particular business or corporation class, and then they said, in this class you can't do this or that. So it's just a matter of how do you structure what you're setting up, and then what parameters do you put in place to say who qualifies and so forth. So yeah, it is really about just being very strategic. And like you said right in the beginning, they're playing chess and we might be playing checkers. So it's time for us to level up. So it really goes back to our systems and our structures and the strategy, so that we're hitting the people we want, but we're circumventing the garbage.
Our space is no longer protected in that capacity. We're going to keep going down this rabbit hole. We're having a conversation on what do we do better as entrepreneurs? What could she have possibly done to make sure that she didn't get into the situation? Pinky talks about this too, is as you start elevating and getting bigger, you can't touch everything and you can't see everything. And so you put people in place that you think are going to take care of everything. And the person that they had in place over their finances dropped the ball, allegedly.
If the truth is that the receiver went and checked and everything was not complete, the info was not complete, then I can say there's a problem, because you want to have the right person, especially when you're that visible. Everybody knows your company. You want to make sure you have people that are actually competent, getting the paperwork together and making sure that everything is checked and double checked before you go in for the loan or whatever you're doing, and also have a backup plan. Say if this loan we are receiving, if something happens in between, maybe something was forgotten and we have to now maybe face this, people that are giving us a loan, we have a backup plan, right? So I think the best thing to do anytime is just, if you're that visible or you're starting out, you're that visible, to just make sure that your books are really tight and they're up to date.